I don't think it actually matters what you do here. Yeah, you're good. Hey, not Noob. Happy Friday. And happy Friday, Cuber. Oh no. I'm offline, apparently. Shit, maybe I should start streaming sometime soon. Hopefully they'll get the memo. Otherwise, it'll be time to scream for Greek dude. Hey, nice. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, God. Well, good first climb. Yeah, we had someone finish the other day. I think they had like a 63 streak at the end. Crazy lucky. No, it was so weird too, because after he finished, he kept doing the climb command, of course, and it reset him to the bottom. I swear I looked over for like a minute, and then all of a sudden he was already back on floor like 9. Hey, Days PP. Nice. The nice thing about that leaderboard is just because someone finished doesn't mean you can't beat them. I think it probably resets your PB, I'm assuming. I should check, actually. On the leaderboard thingy. No, it just says PB... Still says PB 1950. I think it should. Oh, that was weird. Thanks, playlist. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh yeah, and while I was offline, the person we raided yesterday, whose stream I think might have been broken, Clumpy followed. So thank you, Clumpy. Feel like it should reset, but the trophy for amount of finishes should count over the height PB. Yes, that's what I was saying. I was saying that the height PB should reset, so that you are now setting new PBs for the latest clear that you're trying to go for. but then it'll say like Cthulhu, 1 clear, number 1 spot, height PB like 800. Yeah. We'll have to request that at some point. Otherwise, I don't know how it properly keeps track of, like, who's in the lead after, like, everybody has 1 clear. Yeah. Maybe it would just go in order of, like, who did it first. Happy Friday, Colty. Keep track of how many climbs you need to do per finish. I suppose so, but that's... I don't know. That's a little bit more luck-based, I think, so... And just because you did finish it in a certain amount of climbs before doesn't mean you're going to next time. But it could be a metric with which to measure how good someone climbed the virtual tower. Tempted to get back to Deep Dip 2, but life is really nice without the despair. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's always good to have you on the tower, but if it was genuinely stressing you out, then I would say probably don't do it. Amount of finishes followed by PB since last finish seems to make the most sense. I agree. That way, people who are currently on the same amount of finishes can, like, be competing against each other for the ranks. I mean, I guess they are still, regardless, just by, like, trying to get that new trophy before the other person. Wasn't stressing you out, but it was really to get scammed every day by Techie annoying? Yeah. I mean, that is part of the thing, right? Happy Friday, Cthulhu. I feel like I had a pretty good day yesterday, as far as Techie was concerned. I had a couple of failed loops, I think, but seemed pretty good. Also have been enjoying the rest of the game recently. I've heard the rest of the game is pretty good too, yeah. Yeah, the rest the rest of the game is much better at helping you improve at TM for sure. Happy Friday, Glenderon. No, it would definitely be interesting seeing how much better I got at the game. Or how much better I will get at the game once I'm playing other maps. Deep dip helps a lot. Yeah, like car control, yeah, right? Have to know exactly what your car is going to do in every situation. No, that makes sense. Unless... I assume there's like a precision kind of... Is it just called precision? Happy Friday, Greek dude. Trial RPG dip is best for it. For car control. Makes sense, because most tracks just teach you how to turn. And a lot of it is like not very precise. Oh yeah, Greek dude, we had a proposal for the climb bot. We were all thinking it would be a good idea for it to reset your leaderboard PB height whenever you clear. And then it would sort by number of finishes first and then PB after. Happy Fridays, Goblet. How are we doing today with no warm-up? I had one floor 1 fail, and now I'm on floor 6. So still too early to... Gross. Okay, really? Really? I could wait and maybe fall down, but... that sucked. Anyway, like I was saying, no warm-up day today, going pretty poorly. Race to 7? Sounds good. Let's see who can get scammed by Techie first. Yeah, I mean, that hasn't really been relevant that much, like, so far, obviously. Since we only just got our first finisher. But definitely seems like a good change. Eventually. Surely you remember to fix that later. Yeah, I mean, won't be a problem until second person finishes. Tried going direct. I saw. Yeah. I was almost thinking about it too, to be fair. But then I remembered, no, that's a bad idea. I mean, it can work out sometimes. I always kind of feel like if I do it, though, I'm getting lucky. Nice. Okay. I don't think I was making that turn. It was a little bit late. It's a good bail. Nice. Better to bail in time. Yeah, absolutely. You exited floor 7 being 1 away from the next level of mastery. Damn. Well, I'm sure you'll be back at 7 at some point. Let's cross our fingers and hope it's not too soon. I feel like people were getting author level masteries like crazy the other day. You have author 2 through 6 already. One more for 7. How many more levels are there above author? Happy Friday, Blackout. Oh shit! I don't have my cam on. There we go. Nice. Oh no. Oh, please don't disconnect from the server. I plugged it in and I forgot. I plugged it in after opening OBS. Yeah, that was just an accident. Oh, man. Well, guess it's time to reset. Yeah. I don't know why it does that, but whenever I do stuff that messes like my mic or cam or controller, it like freezes the game and then boots me out of the server. A little rough. Well, I guess that's one point in favor of playing offline, I suppose. Oh shit! Not booted! Yeah, we get to continue from 4. It wouldn't have been the end of the world, obviously, like, we weren't that far up, but... One less climb to floor 4, exactly. Well, that was bad. Alright, one more climb to floor 4. At least it's one less climb to floor 2. True. Haven't been to 11 on Chat Tower a lot. Oh, is that where you are now? Or almost? Yeah, 11. Nice. Good luck, good luck. Let's see, PB of the day is like second jump of 6. Beautiful. Yeah, looks like it. You and Cuber are up there. Or not you and Cuber, you and not Nope. You and yourself are up there, exactly. Man. It's such a funny thing how your brain feels like it does that. Or at least it does for me, where I'm thinking one thing and I just read something else. And then say the thing I read instead of the thing I was thinking. Son of a bitch. I've been doing so bad with that stupid tunnel lately. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. 3 away from a PB streak. Nice. God damn it. Man, Tower is not treating me too nice today. Bleary Cleric. Happy Friday. $24 too, that's crazy. Nice. Let's cross our fingers that we don't fail the next climb. Surely. Oh God. That is terrible. So many people just fell in a row. That's crazy. Man. Didn't even fall to 7 either. Unlucky. Still have a second recorded 13. True. Boink. Zoom in. Man, I almost jumped over the pillar there. That's kind of crazy. I don't know how tall 11 is. It's not a very long floor, though. It does feel like it has a lot of height change, though. A lot of up and downs. Now that I think about it, how many jumps on 11 aren't going like big up and down? Not many. Happy Friday, Toli. Boink. All right, now we can PB. Yeah, a bit of a weak climb today, though. first new swap campaign and campaign map and Cup of the Day today. Nice. Hopefully first of many. Made map 2, but it's only 28 seconds, so not really eligible. How long does a Cup of the Day map need to be? Been hearing great stuff about the new Game of Thrones show. The one about Dunk and Egg. Yeah, I've heard some good stuff about that one too. Back at the start, there were numerous 25 to 30 seconds maps. Haven't picked one under 35 seconds for years. Weird. I guess they just want the cup to last longer? That wasn't a troll cup. Okay, fair. Been thinking about starting the series, just need to commit to it. I could see myself watching it. I did like Game of Thrones a lot. I feel like it's hard to win back trust, though. It's not by the same showrunners at this point, I'm sure. Starting a series feels like a huge commitment. I mean, isn't that one only like... It's only one season so far. The last season of Game of Thrones made you very annoyed. Yeah, exactly. But it is a completely different story. I don't know. Did anyone watch that House of the Dragon one? Because I'm pretty sure that was another one that's already had a season or two. Like, it makes sense that they're making these spin-offs. Since, like, it was a very well-loved and popular IP before it all went downhill. House of the Dragons was terrible. Okay. We'll see spin-offs for 30 years. Honestly, it would surprise me if we ever stopped seeing spin-offs. Hasn't it been like 50 years or something since Star Wars came out? Second season was just that wannabe king having hallucinations the entire season. Interesting. That sounds kind of weird. Excited Brandon Sanderson is starting a series with Apple TV. I don't think I've read any of his books. But I've heard good things. Boink. Alright, have a good lift, Greek dude. Shoot! Oh my god. Really? Okay, fantastic. Oh, is it based on current height right now? Oof. Not quite what we wanted. Boink. All right, surely this run goes up to 7 now. How have we been climbing for almost 40 minutes and not have a floor 7 yet? Oh, man. Still 10. Still 10. Boink, boink. Played the map a little bit for the first time since it basically came out, and that ice slide on floor 1 Majimade is still horrendous. Most horrendous that you remembered. Because you're decent at ice now. More horrendous than you remembered because you're decent at ice now. Yeah. Makes sense. Happy Friday, Larry. National Have a Coke Day. No, that makes sense, though. That it would be worse if you knew ice better. Since we were talking about it earlier this week. We were. I don't know why, when we were talking about it earlier this week, I didn't realize that it was later this week. Thank you, Bonky. Happy Friday. But yeah, how did you do, Blackout? Because you said you played it for the first time in a while. Like, obviously, Ice Slide bad, but...
Hey ho, long time no see. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Gray. And thank you for the 14 months. Long time no see indeed. It's good to be back. Failed Messi jump twice and quit after 10 minutes. Gotcha. Yeah, Messi is one of those ones where it just kind of feels like you have to get used to it. So that makes sense. Your PB on the many checkpoints was floor 9 before needing a respawn. But that was when the map came out, so you're super rusty. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of years almost at this point. Makes sense. Whew. Funky. You're so washed. I feel washed too right now. Can't even get to 3. I've been to 6 once. In like 42 minutes now. That one didn't count because you only ever did 1 many checkpoints offline, and the servers don't work for a lot of people when you try and grab all the checkpoints at the top. Yeah, that's true. I know when I got up there during many checkpoints, it was often like bugging out. After I'd collected like all of the checkpoints, it said I had, I think, 193 of them or something. I'm sure that if I went through the finish line, it probably wouldn't finish anyway. Still not risking it though. Gross. Freaking tunnel, man. Alright, tunnel. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Ton of cuts now, but back then you only cut 13. So you only had a couple that needed to work. Never did like 15 to 20 fins online. Yeah, I feel like for me, I just don't... Like, obviously I don't drive 13 manually, like, without cuts. And the cuts that are on 13 have, like, a bunch of checkpoints associated with them. But I also just skip checkpoints a lot, because I'm confident that I don't need specific checkpoints. Like, there are a lot of them on floor 8 that I can think of, where the checkpoint is kind of out of the way. Nice. 8's totally cut to pieces nowadays. Is it? I mean, I know I do that reroute at the end. And I guess some people do the turtle skip for the last turtle. There are other cuts that I know of. Like, you can skip from bleb jump to the end. Or basically the end. Like, one jump from the end. But I feel like most people, when driving Age, drive it relatively normally. Seppo, thank you for the follow. Happy Friday. Hey, Michos, happy Friday. Happy 1900 hours. Time to see if we can get Author on 7. Surely. Boink. Have to climb all of 6 first, it seems. 684? You're probably like 1 climb away, right? Sorry, 2 climbs away, right? You're looking at the little map. Well, thanks for coming down and climbing with me. Very nice of you. Second 6 today. Let's go. Yeah, the only place on 6 that I actually know the height of is... There's an ice platform that's 666 meters. Right after the little press forward bonk jump thing. Yeah, right here. Boink. Land on the ground, 666. Yay, Author on 7, nice. Oh yeah, did someone ever answer me? A while ago I was asking how many mastery levels there are above AT, or above Author. Happy Friday prematurely. All the alt medals? I assume so, but I don't know what that means. I think the only alt medal that I know of is champion medal. Carl Jr. That makes more sense than Carly. Are you fucking joking me? That is so stupid. What? Happy Friday, Ilva. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not waiting 10 minutes to try to... My car was so diagonal when landing on the ground there. Why in the world did it not wobble? God, I got so scammed. You can add custom medals in the game. Swab campaign has a custom spud medal for each one. It'll display in-game if you have the plugin. Warrior medals have existed for a while. It's like in between AT and Champion. Okay, cool. I've never finished a map, so I don't know anything about these medals. Boink. Boink. Alright. Now that I've made it to 6 for the second time today, though, surely all of my runs just go up to 6. I'm here so I can do my daily 13. Thank you. I was just waiting until someone said that I could, but like... Oh god, that was so close. You give me permission to finish the map. Don't know if I'd say that much. What's the climb timer? 30 seconds. Happy Friday, Syra. Yeah, I think 30 seconds feels relatively even with my climbing pace. I think you guys have a little bit of an advantage. Haven't played main map in ages. Gonna give it a shot again. Very nice. Main map's a little busy today then. Swing. increased your map, but missed pie themed ID by 5. Oof. Mapper didn't find the fastest lines, and a huge part of your map got nearly cut, but the cut's 2.5 seconds slower. Oh. Well, that's cool. Not as consistent, you want to be on many parts, so doubt a PB, but you can get past messy. If you can get past messy, it'd be good again. Yeah, absolutely. That is always a good goal to set. Two away from silver on 12. Nice. Beautiful. Oh man. I'm not gonna get to 7 in like 2 minutes, which means I will have spent an entire hour not getting to floor 7. Wild stuff. Well, this run will get there for sure. I mean, it has to get there since, from what I've heard, this run is the daily 13. Happy Friday, Annalada. I have been getting 12 every day, even coming back from my long hiatus, which has been really cool. 4 12s over the last 3 days. God, I hate 12. Very nice. You dread this section when you get to it. Which section are we talking about? Beginning of 1. Or are you talking about the section I was on when you get to it on like checkpoint maps? Yeah, that wall ride thing, you kind of just have to... I like to be as far to the right as possible, I think. like getting close to the wall border. And then turn after exiting the grass. And that usually gets me around the pole and into a good angle where I'm on a wall ride. Wall entry on the second corner is key. Yeah, of course. But I do feel like the part directly leading up to that is honestly most important. Since if you're not setting yourself up for the wall entry to be good, wall entry is going to be really jank. Well, happy 1,000 climbs, not nope. Beautiful hole. Boink. Wait. That's not 1,000 climbs. I thought you said that was 1,000 climbs. You said almost. Gotcha. Oh, you did a climb to up to exactly 1,000 meters. Was that what it was? I feel like I've gotten into the habit of kind of skimming the climb related chat. So yeah, that's probably what it was. Oh my god. Couldn't work early because it's Friday. Let's go. Oh my god. And that is a quack. Finally. Happy Friday, Jan. What is my favorite driving material? I like ice. Ice seems like fun. Floor 7! Woo! GG, Colty. We can't be friends because I said ice? Ice is just so much fun to drive on, though. Forgot we were racing. To be fair, it's been like, what, half an hour or something? No, I just like the dichotomy of ice. Like, its very nature feels like you shouldn't be able to control it, but then you are. in like a really weird but satisfying way. It feels really cool to me. Haven't played Real Ice yet. I think what I'm saying is still true of Real Ice, though. You are able to control it, even though you feel like you shouldn't be able to. Happy Friday, Reoider. And happy Friday, Zorkel. Wonder if I'll still think that after Deep Slip. Oh, I'm sure I will. Does Deep Slip count as Real Ice? That was really close on that zigzag. First time your dad taught you to drive on ice many years ago, he told you to do a very short break and let the car slide right. Did a full 180 and said, back to the driveway. Nice. I remember when I learned to drive on ice, it was, I think I was driving in a big empty parking lot. Same place that I actually learned how to drive. Fun stuff. Lived in a neighborhood where everyone had acre plus lots. Very spaced out. That 180 didn't endanger anyone. Fortunately. I almost misread that as unfortunately. I'm like, that is that is not a very nice comment. Man, it's a shame that it didn't endanger anyone. I feel like I shouldn't be able to control. Oh god. Couple of old nuns, which they're on the other side of the road. Alright. I feel like you shouldn't be able to control it because the turning physics of it make 0 sense compared to normal logic. Yeah. No, like, the fact that it's kind of flip-flopped compared to normal driving is the thing that I like about it. Because normally, with the way that I play on controller, if I want to steer, I use my left hand. Yeah, I'm using my left hand for my, like, on my thumb for the stick. And that's how I steer. But then, all of the steering on ice is done with your right hand. Ice is cool until you deal with slide outs. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I feel like there are kind of bad aspects to every part of driving, right? Like if you get a gear at the wrong time or something, or like mid-turn, can't that give you like a massive slowdown? And that's just something you kind of have to learn, and if you don't know it yet, it can feel kind of just random. At least that you can predict. I think you could probably predict ice if you drive it enough, right? Depends on the surface. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, though. We were saying that, like, oh, ice sucks because you have, like, slide outs that you can't predict. And I was saying, oh, there's other things on other surfaces that can slow you down, where if you're not good at the surface yet, you can't predict it. and it just feels like random stuff. Blub. Just listen to the engine. Is that how you drive on ice? Listen to the engine, then you know what RPM is doing. Then you know the chances of gear up or gear down. Okay. And gear up and gear down is the reason for the slide outs on ice. So what you're telling me is that it's always a gear issue then. Because the other things that I was talking about were like, oh, you get a gear randomly when you're driving and you weren't expecting it. First run already met the goal? Wait. You're on your first run and you made it to Messi already? Or was your goal just getting to floor 2? Either way, congrats. Punishment for the gearing mistake is way, way higher. True. Leave it up to the heart of the cards. I mean, that's one way to doing it for sure. You can gear up or down without sliding out. Depends on car angle, track geometry, etc. Got past Messi. Let's go. That is awesome. Bonk. Had to bail the long jump, but landed in the turtle skip. Cool. No, first run back though, getting that far into 2. What is your PB again now? What's Legab's PB? Let's check. Floor 8. And Ilva, I feel like you've attempted the jump landing of 3. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Land, like, the jump into floor 3. Well, if you can get back to 3 again here, the next jump is basically directly up, so decent height PB. Just taking a chatting break. Nice. I was a little worried when I saw your name grayed out. Been listening to the engine on ice. Don't know if ice players are trying to gaslight you or they have some placebo sound they hear or something, because all you hear is your engine constantly blasting at full power. I was gonna say, when I hear other people driving on ice, all I hear is like constantly. It's the most obnoxious sound. I don't really hear that much when I'm driving on ice, to be fair. But when I hear other people doing it, it's crazy. Way more common to get a bad gear on ice. On normal surfaces, you normally slow down while sliding, so bad gear ups are way less common and you're able to force bigger slowdown turns when you're supposed to gear down. Okay. Max RPM to not gear is a component of ice driving. But no grip is better than ice. By the time there's a difference in sound, the slide out has already happened. I don't know, guys. This all just sounds like a skill issue to me. Doesn't that just require more practice on ice? It sure feels like a lot of people hate things that they don't fully understand yet. Not like regular TM driving is enough of a challenge already. I mean, that's true. Regular TM driving is challenging. I don't know. I think that's the reason why people don't like ice, though. Because most other Trackmania driving, like when you're driving on other surfaces, if you're driving on like plastic or dirt or wood or something, or road, generally the rules don't change. It'll feel different and you'll have different like gear issues or whatever, but you gas, you turn. And ice like fundamentally breaks that. Nice pipes. Beautiful 360. From experience, the main reason people don't like ice is because of the mapper. Yeah, the mapper does suck. We can always blame the mapper for sure. There are tough tracks with tough gears, but those are trounced by bad maps with bad gears. Oh, wait, is that the thing then? People play a mixture of hard maps with hard gears and bad maps with bad gears, and because they're inexperienced, they can't tell the difference between the two? And then just think that the hard maps with hard gears are bad maps? Gears are incredibly important with ice, so you need to be careful as a mapper. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, gears are important in general, but especially on ice. Swing. Let's go. We're back. Eight equals 11. So true. Calculated ice is very fun. I don't know. I just like ice slides. I think that's the thing. Also, the fact that sometimes 360s can be like the fastest, most efficient way to drive. Incredibly silly and fun to me. Full house on the server today. Yeah, so true. You know, maybe the thing that draws me to ice is just how unique it is. Let's fucking go. There are definitely moments of frustration, though, for sure. Even on the minimal ice that I've driven. Time to play some Desert Car because it's unique. Yeah. I'm sure there's fun alt car stuff. God damn it. Oh. No fucking plastic? Oh. Get out of my maps, plastic. God damn it. That's so dumb. Well, we made it to 11. Good run. I've been kind of sucking at that jump lately, too. I was way too far left that time. Hey, MD. Happy Friday. Seen so many ice tracks with, what, 2 turns or something? That seems really lame. This one's getting to at least 15. You can feel it. Surely. No daily 12 yet. Have to hold the same ice slide for at least 25 seconds. That does sound boring. But that definitely sounds like a map problem, not an ice problem. Didn't see that fall. Where did I fall? I fell from like second or third to last jump on 11 to floor 8 right before the second turtle section. But I fell in a turtle and came to a dead stop because of plastic. Happy Friday, Polly. Boink, boink. That's the issue. The moment you decide to make ice interesting, it becomes a hellscape of trying to make sure people don't get gear walled. Guess that's fair. Ice is fun to learn. Seems like it. Deep slip after this tower, then? Not after this tower. Eventually, though, for sure. After this tower is Deep Dip 1, then Bennett Foddy, then Shallow Dip. And then I get to start thinking about what to do next. Deep Slip's definitely on the list, though. Deep Slip looks like so much fun. Gross. Good save, though. Double dip world record, I can do it. Yeah, let me just beat Have to that. Surely. Deep slip, 80% of the time you only fall a floor or two. Not easy by any means, but I'll have 2 to 3 hour runs instead of one mistaking back to the bottom. No, that's what I've heard. It definitely feels easier. But there are definitely situations where you'll dead turtle and get sent straight back down to the bottom. On vacation now, so we got a week tops. I mean, assuming that he finishes immediately. Which he's getting really close. Maybe the vacation's all he needed. No, I'm looking forward to Deep Slip, though. And Deep Slid. Both ice and backwards driving are things that I find very enjoyable, based on my limited experience. Don't need to beat Have to world record, just beat his world record. True. Why didn't I think about that? How about Deep Fear? Well, Deep Fear's on TMNF. So probably not. Deep Slid, no. It looks like fun. His PB is Ice Dirt Flick on 16 on Deep Dip 2. Yeah. There's a 2020 remake. Oh, okay. I could get behind that. Alright, so we've had Deep Flip before, where it was like a plastic bounce kind of tower map. Where is Deep Flipped? The Turtle Tower. Falling turtles. That does kind of sound like what I'm talking about. Most old TMNF maps have been remade in 2020. Turtle skip the Turtle Tower. That would actually be really funny. I would love to see a TAS of a Turtle Tower being beaten completely without turtling. Bald can make a Turtle Tower that I would never finish. Is that a challenge? Hey! Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for the raid, Floppy Driver. How was your stream? What were you guys up to? Two-wheel tower. That sounds like garbage. Where you just have to, like, get a two-wheel in the right direction and pray. Floppy drive, that digs you back. Right? Oh, man. Longest world record ever. Whew. Swing. Nosebug Tower. Coming up with all of the wrong ideas. Boop. Engine off tower, only boosters to help you up. Okay, actually though? I know it was meant as a joke, but like that sounds like kind of a cool concept. I think I would like it if there were specific, like, valleys on that map that had boosters with water pools. So that you could flip and land on the booster and go again. But that has a lot of potential. I like the idea of a engine off booster tower. Reactor tower, just insanely cuttable. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Although I could see maybe like if it was walled in enough, having a reactor tower. Get into little cubbies where you could rock back and forth between each next boost. Deep flight, where you fly with a reactor, where it's controlled with resets. Now, these are interesting ideas. Man, I really want to see someone make that engine off tower, though. People will still find a way to cut it, though. Yeah, that's always the risk with reactors, for sure. Reactor tower, the only blocks are reactors and resets. That would be really funky. So you start by like driving off a spot or something, and then you literally just have to control your car in the air. I think there should be platforms. There should be like checkpoint platforms, but navigating around obstacles such as reset blocks. That does actually sound kind of cool. Deep shit where you're back in middle school and the worst teacher says you failed and the map ends. I thought you were going a different direction in that one. Bumper tower. I mean, that has some potential too. Like, a lot of... pretty much all the towers that I've seen have been getting height by jumping like this. Maji's Multiverse is a bumper tower. Okay. Still a cool idea that I feel like could probably be expanded on. Ignored deepfake idea. AI created deep dip replica. Yep, that seems ignorable. I think I probably didn't see it through climb chats. Literally only a few bumpers on the Maji's Multiverse. Okay, so definitely not just a strictly bumper tower. Yeah, I mean, you're right. That could be interesting. Having a deep dip rebuilt using AI prompts. I don't know how drivable that would be, though. Deep VIP. Deep Dip 2 finishers build a Deep Dip map. I don't know how good that would be. I mean, a lot of the people that finish Deep Dip, I think, are probably decent mappers, but God, once I finish, if I was part of that group, whatever contribution I had would surely be garbage. Oh my God, what? Okay, then. Random map generators existed for a while. Would need to get those guys involved. Yeah. Man, so now I have 2 ideas for towers that I would love to see built. Hey, whatever. Happy Friday. Haven't been here in months? Well, I haven't been here for like a month either, almost. So now we're both back. Editor itself is horrendous to learn, but works well enough once you have all the keybinds in your head. Goddamn. Deep mid where the tricks are just eh. Nice. But yeah, that engine off tower legitimately sounds like such a cool idea to me. And then I've always had this idea for this tower where it's a double helix tower. And whenever you fall from one tower, your recovery will almost always land you on the next tower over. So if you were perfect, you could choose either Tower A or Tower B and just climb only that. But you would more than likely need to learn both of them. And already called Grenadi abusing the heck out of that map with the world record. What are you talking about? Engine off tower? Oh, I assume the engine off tower would have the start block literally being on an engine off / booster block. Quack. Because if the start block is already on an engine off / booster block, not really any way to abuse it with if there's no reset blocks. Even as a no checkpoint tower, it needs some sort of break, so those little dips you were thinking of where you could infinitely drive forward, you roll back, you hit the boost again, can actually be viable. No, that's true. That's what you were talking about. A place to intentionally stop and take a break. Yes. Known for being able to wheel abuse engine off maps. Just with how he can steer and his precision. I feel like a lot of engine off maps don't have engine off on the entire time though. From like the very beginning. So if your engine is never on, not really a way to abuse it. Hey Rar. Happy Friday. Oh, gross. That's bad. Okay, decent save. Frick loop. Snow car fan tower almost certainly already exists. Probably. Wasn't there a Deep Dip 2 but it's Snow Car at some point? Whack again! You let 2 good ice players play your map and beat the record by 1.9 seconds then. Just now you asked Marius to play the map. Honed your record within 20 minutes. That actually sounds like your map put up quite a fight then. Don't most people that are like really good players take even less than 20 minutes? Are you fucking joking me? Oh my god. Man, I think I'm getting way too distracted. No, it's not your guys' fault. It's definitely my fault for reading all the time. And it's not like I'm gonna stop reading, but like... Like to build lols of tricky elements you first need to test and figure out. Okay. I guess that makes sense why it would take 20 minutes then. First run, easy peasy, messy. Now we can't even get back to 2. I mean, 1 is hard. Makes sense. How long until you have 100 falls? About an hour. 15 minutes? No, 15 minutes. That's what I meant. I failed my joke. I was trying to say you were gonna fall 30 times in a row. Boink, boink. Sploosh. Oh, wow. How unlucky would that be? Astronomically. No, because if you're falling 30 times in a row, pretty sure you would be at floor gang starting from like the 3rd or 4th fall. You would have, like, when you're initially starting out, you have like a 1% chance of failing on your first climb or something, based on what Greek Dude was saying earlier. But you already would have floor gang mastery. Which means you're probably, like, near 0. I mean, 1% is already close to 0, but, like, under a 1% chance hitting that 26 times in a row. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. With gold floor gang mastery, you're probably, I assume, like, 0.25% chance to fall or something. So, like, 0.0025 to the 26th power. Does mastery make you better? I would hope so. Third 13 today. Goddamn. That's 3 more. No, 4 more. 2 more? You had been to 13 once before. Yeah, higher floors are harder, for sure. There's definitely more. That was a fluke, whereas these 13s have been entirely skill-based. Hey, time to get your 4th 13 today. Swing. Doesn't go direct, what a noob. Talking about me? Because that's true. I don't go direct on that entry into 4. I've done it once. And I've tried it like 4 times or something. Not a consistent strat for me. Too tired to focus, clearly. It was fun to do the main map again for a bit. Yeah, absolutely. Crazy how close you got to PBing. Literally first run. Like 3 or 4 jumps away. Insanely good job. What happens if Deep Dip 3 comes out before I finish Deep Dip 2? Then it means that Deep Dip 3 is the next map I'm playing, not Deep Dip 1. Doubt that's gonna happen, though. The more likely thing is that Bennett Foddy 2 comes out before Deep Dip 1 comes out. Or before Deep Dip 3 comes in. Before I finish Deep Dip 1. Bleh. Misspeaking a lot today. Most likely thing is Deep Dip 3 never comes out. I'm sure it'll come out eventually. I mean, they're not working on it yet, so it's still a long ways off, but it'll be here eventually. Hope Deep Dip 3 takes less time than Bennett Foddy 2. I wonder how likely that is, because like the mapping competition thing. Hawthorne Bunny, happy Friday. Half Dip 3. True. Deep Dip 3 before GTA 6. Cross my fingers on that one. Happy Friday, Force. How big the tower events still are, it will get there once other events have gone and their other projects are finished. Update really wrecked his motivation. Oh, wait. Sparkling said maybe 2 months ago an announcement was months out, so we'll see. Oh, that's what the motivation message was about. Boink. Oh, wrong way. The Microsoft update? Alright, good night, Elva. Fun climbing with you again. Oh man, the map was so busy, and now I'm the only one left again. Broke a lot of his Open Planet plugins. Oh, dang. Well, that's not good. Well, now that I'm the only one on the map, I guess it means that I need to be the one to do all the climbing. Swing. Up early tomorrow. Good night and good luck climbing. Thank you, Polly. Have a good night. I will talk to you later. Boink. Me and Habe are the only people that you know that can grind maps like this for thousands of hours without a break. Sometimes I'm the only one on when all others lose hope. Yeah, sometimes. But I don't think I would say that about me and Habe. I mean, we definitely do grind without breaks a lot, but I see lots of people on the map that are here a lot. Like, pretty much all the time that I'm here. I mean, after Sammy finished, like, it is a Giga Chat move, but it just feels like the natural progression of things. What else would Habe do if not try to speedrun and go for a crazy world record on it? As you said, only people you know. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, of course. It's definitely not that many, though. It's a handful of people. The count of Deep Dip 1 sub-20s is wild, though. Oh, you mean like the amount of times that he's finished sub-20? Sammy destroys his mental health when grinding maps. Well, that's not good. Does like 5 Deep Dip 1s per day. Have does. That is wild. That is so much Deep Dip 1 consistency. That's so crazy. I love that. Most insane thing to you is Have getting 3 Deep Dip 1 fins back to back. Oh, did he do that? While going for double dip. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. But that is insane. Freaking loop. Spent 100 hours on Red Bull faster qualifying alone and he started to go insane. Ooh. Think you're gonna head to bed? Alright, sounds good, Cuber. Talk to you later. Have a good night. And whack. Alright. Now that Mr. Cuber over here is no longer distracting me, surely 16 this run. Hey Eldrazi, happy Friday. Started grinding a competition map. Competition campaign. Very fun if you expect to crash every turn 100 times. I mean, I'm sure I would if I was playing a really hard campaign. But that's the fun of it. Learning every corner and like perfecting it. No, I think I would really like those like World Cup maps. Let's see if you can keep pace with me. Oh, we're like same spot, right? 864. You're a little ahead. Great CG day, pretty good layouts. Even decided to do a 4th today because it was so nice. Nice. Did actually have fun, but you see why the message seemed sarcastic now. Yeah, I guess I did kind of read it that way, didn't I? No, I actually do think it would be fun. Like, no sarcasm. Those kinds of maps feel most close to deep dip for me when it comes to like actual time trial type maps. Because if you're actually racing against somebody doing those, you can't be respawning. Running away. I'm coming. Only so much I can do when you're gaining like 40 meters every 30 seconds. Very different, to be honest. Comp maps are very fast-paced and the opposite of the patience needed from a tower. Well, with my mindset, I think it wouldn't be that opposite. Because for me, I'm learning like everything individually. Happy Friday, Zach. Like every individual trick I'm learning, and then I'm stringing it together. I got a lead now. Nice. Let's see if I can keep it. But yeah, with comp maps, you're trying to learn like every individual trick, every individual turn and corner and stuff like that. And that's the same for me on Deep Dip. I'm learning every individual trick, and then eventually I string it all together. Obviously it's fast and it's hard. Like that's different. This is not a fast-paced map. You can take your time on this one, but you don't use part maps. Are there not checkpoints? That's kind of a part map, isn't it? I mean, you could definitely do like a many checkpoints version of one of those maps. You beg to differ? Happy Friday, Have. How's your vacation going? Resetting that mental health after that much double dip? W grind. Thank you, Yordi. Happy Friday. Swing. What does he think of my pace? Oh, my pace is not very good right now. You miss it. That's good. That's how you want to be, right? I kind of feel the same way when I'm on vacation. Not really a vacation, just learning how to drive IRL. Oh, okay. Muscle memory is all going to be manual gear stick now. Surely that's going to be tough transitioning over. Surely 2 weeks of extremely intensive driving lessons is good for mental health. Of course. On pace for sub 50, you think? Yeah, probably. I'm not that far behind my normal, like, nice to be out and about. Yeah. I had a bit of that during my own little break. On the other hand, I had a lot of not being out and about too, and just playing RuneScape. 12k steps a day. Bonk. First 2 days were absolutely horrible, and you started getting into it. Don't think you'll have the license by next week, but we'll have solid foundation. That is cool though, taking like driving lessons. I was like, the extent of my quote-unquote driving lessons were just like my parents sitting in the passenger seat and teaching me how to drive. "36 lessons before you could do the exam." Wow. Are the licenses like more strict outside the US? Because I feel like in the US, there is like, it feels very hard to fail the exam. Crazy how manuals are extinct in the US. I drive a manual. I mean, it is definitely far less common though. You're joking. Okay, pool. They have the same rules. Oh. Did that many because he failed the theoretical exams? The only questions that are weird on the written exams are the ones where it's like, hey, what do you do if you see like a deer in the middle of the road or something? So far, 0 driving lessons. Don't plan on doing any either. Just get everywhere on public transport. You have a 30 to 40-year-old viewer that has never driven a manual? Honestly, that's not crazy. Like, I'm in that age range. And a lot of the people that I went to high school with wouldn't have, like, had automatic transmissions the entire time. You're 34 and have never driven a manual. Boink. In Sweden, you have 2 obligatory moments you have to pass before being able to do theory and driving exam. Oh, cool. I like that a lot. I've always been of the opinion that we should be retested on driving. It feels like most people like pass the exam once and then just drive terribly for years. Manual's not needed, but it's a good skill to learn. That's true. I wish I lived somewhere where driving wasn't necessary. Like, you could take public transit, but it tends to be so much slower. Hey, the old guy McGregor punched. Thank you for the follow. Happy Friday, and welcome back. Oh. Close enough. Second one's a simulation course, so you get to simulate hard braking at high pace and stuff. That's cool. Yeah, I definitely never did that during the exam. My exam, like my practical exam, was literally just driving around a neighborhood, making sure to follow stop signs and stuff, and then like parking at the end. Driving 60 and then hard braking to see how the car behaves. Gain respect for it so it doesn't happen on the road. 60 kilometers or miles? I assume it's kilometers. No Checkpoint Friday. I haven't done Checkpoint Friday in a while. Happy Friday, Matthew. What does that translate over to, though? Isn't that like 40? Also did 90, etc. Okay, cool. Yeah, hard braking at those in a controlled environment would be good, but yeah, it's when you're going like freeway speeds, takes a good while to slow down. Honestly, sounds so sick being able to do that in a controlled like testing environment. We didn't do any of that when I was learning, though. I don't even think I drove on the freeway when I was getting my license. 8 equals 10. Happy Friday, Havron. No, that sounds a lot of fun, though. Got your license by filling out a form, and that was it. Good to go. No lessons, good times. Where? Like, no, not even a practical exam? That's crazy. To get your driver's license, you drove a block down the road, had you do reversing, and then one quick stop, and it was done. Dang. I mean, mine wasn't very long, the practical exam, from what I remember. It was literally just, like, driving around the block, but they were just testing to see, like, how smoothly I braked and stuff. Slippery track was fun while taking the driver's license in Sweden. Done it with a truck as well. Slippery track. They're making you drive like wet plastic over there or something? What's going on? Take this corner in 40. Give you the free Bahamas trip if you survive it. Dang. Ireland, it's gotten a lot stricter. I would hope so. That does not sound very safe. Driving lesson in Trackmania. I don't think that would be very applicable to real life, to be fair. Swing. Happy Friday, Chillhaze. Oh, yeah, that's true. That makes a lot of sense. Having icy conditions being a requirement. We don't have a lot of snow here, so that definitely wasn't a thing. Also simulates slippery surfaces since it snows in the winter. Oh, cool. Yeah. Happy Friday, Tricosha. They water some kind of asphalt that gets slippery. One of the requirements in Sweden to have tried. No, that's cool. No, my main gripe with the driving system in the US is just that fact that, like I was saying, that you don't get retested. I'm sure there are so many people who have their license to drive and, like, just don't know how to drive properly. And then get to keep driving anyway. It's such a dangerous thing that everybody is doing all the time. And yet we don't, like, take any precautions to get people who shouldn't be driving off the road. There are some for, like, elderly people where they have to do, like, eyesight checks when every couple of years or something. Do you have a license to be able to drive in the truck in the US or only one type of license? No, there are truck licenses, like commercial driver's license. Rules also change. Yeah, sometimes. Although, who knows? I haven't had to read a driving manual for like 15 years or something, so... all of the rules could have changed and I would never know about it. You'd be happy if we had traffic enforcement here anymore. That's kind of true too. I feel like cops don't really pull people over anymore for speeding where I'm at. Way to get your audit license so you can get both your audit... adult's license. Adult license. Duh. Both your adult one and full license at the same time. Retesting should be a thing, but literally not a thing anywhere in the world. Yeah, exactly. All licenses except for bus. Yeah, I've never been in a situation where I need to drive a commercial vehicle. So I've only ever had the normal driver's license. Nice. Haven't seen a police checkpoint in years. Wonder why bother paying motor tax. I honestly, that's one of those things in the US where, like, it feels like there should be, like, traffic cops kind of thing. But we just have one type of cop that carries a gun. It's like, it would be cool if there were unarmed traffic cops that could write you citations and don't make you feel like your life is at risk when you're... Son of a bitch! I keep doing this! What am I doing? Are you joking me? Are you joking me? Why do I keep landing in just the worst way right here? Oh. This is so annoying. Happy Friday, Subenzo. Man. If I drop down here, I don't... No, I can drive around the edge. No, it was a good run. Now this one, I don't know if it's actually going sideways. It wouldn't surprise me if my car was basically following this. Why does the car move? Because that's just the way the physics works. I think it has to do with the top of the car having collision or something and like bugging into the ground. That's completely speculation though. It's just a thing called default movement though. Whatever, we're resetting. No, focus mode doesn't exist, nor would I want you to try to redeem focus mode or do any redemptions of that height. Just let me do my thing. When I'm on 11, I don't want people, like, acting abnormal. The way that you were being on 11 there was perfect. Didn't make me feel, like, any nerves at all. We were just having a conversation. Oh, man. Well, got another 11 under my belt. You're on 11, you should really focus and stop reading chat. OMG, OMG. Yeah. That type of message is the kind of message I don't need on 11. Because I do it on my own. Like, when I'm trying to focus on a jump, I will focus on the jump. First time you came here in a long time. First time you came in here a long time ago was for Trackmania. Stayed for the good vibes. Nice. That's always what we're hoping for. Hype deep dip on occasion with good vibes throughout. I don't know why, but that command hasn't been working lately. June 2025. Just about a year ago. You were lucky enough to catch one Sudoku stream. Yeah, I mean, I used to do that. I've kind of stopped streaming on Sundays entirely, though. Do I think I would have completed this map earlier if I find that chat's distracting me? No. Probably not. Like, that fail that I just had nothing to do with chat. I've just been taking that turn, like, really badly for some reason. One KC Volcano KC. First 1K. Oh, 1K KC. There were too many K's in that sentence. I was so confused. I thought you were celebrating getting one kill on a boss. 1,000 Volcano is kind of crazy, though. Think I would have given up without chat? I don't think so. I'm not the type to give up regardless. It definitely would have been different. But the problem is that when I was starting out, chat was incredibly helpful. Like, nowadays, if someone backseats, it's not that helpful. Do I know if it's possible to track your stats on success on every floor, or maybe on every jump? Would I be interested in knowing all the data? I would be interested in knowing. But I don't know if it would be possible without, like, going back through the replays. Yeah, nowadays if someone tries to say, oh, did you know you can do this? Like, I think yesterday someone was asking if I think it was MD, asked if I had learned how to do a backwards speed slide because it's faster to do on the beginning of floor 7. And like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still in the phase where like, if a deep dipper gives me advice, if like Have came in and said, hey, sorry about that. No. I was just giving an example of like the most recent time I remembered. It's not like anything to be sorry about. It was just an honest question. And you did ask in the form of a question too. It wasn't even like advice. It was just like, oh, did you know you could do this? But yeah, if somebody came in who had like a lot of experience on deep dip and said, hey, I noticed you haven't been doing this thing that's more consistent. Have you tried this? I'm definitely very open to that for people who have like hundreds of hours of experience. But back in the day, before I had like any experience, every piece of advice that I got from chat was like pieces of gold that I'm finding in chat. Like, oh, you can press brake in the air to stop your rotation? That's crazy. Some kind of climb tracker that showed height. Oh, God. Shit. Which could be used for floor stats. It probably could. Oh, God. You have over 1,000 hours in normal TM and you've never come even close to understanding backward speed slides. Yeah, it's a weird mechanic. Alright, talk to you later, Tricosha. Have a good night. Or work? Drive the last 320 kilometers and park the truck till Monday morning. Damn. Yeah, don't want to distract you while you're driving. Drive safe. Air braking is very fundamental. Yes, it is. Very, very fundamental. But if you've never played the game and you're just thinking about it logically, why would braking in the air do anything? I'm back to Elcon cut. Got burnt too many times doing Greek dudes pool cut. I think it was only like 2 or 3 times, but still. Like 0% success rate with that on the main map. TM physics is on the special. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was happy anytime somebody told me something like that. Or like, another good example, the cone on floor 0. Like, the second trick that you ever have to do. If a normal person were to do that, you'd probably think, oh, you need to drive really fast around the cone to get enough speed to get up. Oh my god, what am I doing? I released for something, for some reason. That was so dumb. Also the reason you love this game, because of the physics. It's really cool, like once you know how it works. But yeah, I never would have guessed that you want to stay in first gear for that cone in the bottom. I mean, you can technically do it in gear 2, but like, first gear is very consistent and easier. No, there was so much stuff that I learned talking to chat. drifting is usually faster is extremely unintuitive at the start. Yeah, I mean, it gets around corners faster, right? I remember when I was playing, like, arcade racing games, I had, like, a friend that I played with one time, and he was doing drifts and stuff, and it was so much faster. And I was just so confused about why my full speed slamming into walls wasn't faster than his drifting. Since you play on Xbox on a TV, ice is hard for you because you can't put a gear plug in. Yeah, I think, like, normal ice, that probably would be a problem. For sure. Don't think normal drifting is used anywhere on the tower. No. You don't need to drift. Most of the time you're going too slow to drift in the first place. Gets around corners faster and with way more speed in almost every corner. Yeah. Because you get more exit speed, and then you can carry that on. Happy Friday, Neuro and Tatakin. Welcome in. Aside from just tricks and strats, what other training/practice routines have I considered? There are better ways to learn that I haven't tried, perhaps. I mean, a better way to learn would just be to play the game normally instead of playing Deep Dip over and over. But considering that I'm just only exclusively using Deep Dip as my training material, no, I don't think there's much better way for me to train. Anywhere on Deep Dip 2 where you need a speed slide. There's backwards speed sliding on 7. But yeah, I cut it. You don't have to speed slide though. Everything on Deep Dip 2 is very straightforward. Start from a spot, get enough speed, jump. With the exception of, like, 15 and 16 have some dirt flicks that aren't exactly, like, straightforward, just jump. Boink. Normal speed drifts would require a 10 times wider tower. Yeah, or like that and bug slide. Yeah, the bug slide at the end of 3 is also like not a normal thing. I guess that's true. Ice 360 is a little something something too. Yeah. You're right. I mean, ice in general is a little something something. Like just doing regular ice slides. But no, I feel like overall there is a lot of knowledge you need to have to beat this map, but none of it is terribly technical. You just have to be consistent at it. All of 14 is weird tech, but it's not like mechanically difficult to execute. Yeah. Honestly, the thing that's probably hardest to execute on 14 is the least mechanically technical thing, since it's literally just like driving up that cone. Ice is the hardest surface for Stadium for you. I mean, it's because it's so different. Seems to you that a recurring quality with players that have actually finished the tower is an exceptional ability to repeat inputs with high precision? Yeah. And that is what I've been training. And I am damn close to finishing the tower. My PB is literally like 3 jumps from 16. So yeah, I don't think I need any advice on my training method. We are nearing the end at this point. Also something every pro has, and most have not finned the tower. That's true. Just being able to replicate inputs precisely doesn't mean you're necessarily going to finish. The bigger thing for me seems to be patience. Being able to put in the hours. Honestly, I need to play more. Which sounds really funny coming from someone with like over 2,000 hours on deep dip versions. But I think it would probably be more efficient for me to play more than 3 or 4 hours a day. The tower's so long, you're not going to be on your A game for much of the climb, so your B game has to never fail still too. Yeah. I think the main thing is that in order to finish this in any good amount of time, you need to already be familiar with the kinds of tricks that you're driving. And that's where my problem was. I wasn't familiar with anything I'm driving. I've never driven anything like anything on deep dip before now. So I had to get used to driving everything on deep dip in order to get to the point where I could drive it precisely without really thinking about it much. I'm the perfect example of that in the end, determination's the only factor in getting there or not. Yeah, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. I have always said that I am not special. The only thing special about me is my ability to put 2,000 hours into a map. But I think most people could probably put less time into the map and beat it before I would have. Quack. No, I don't think I am inherently talented at this game. I don't think I'm like some kind of savant, you know? No, I definitely have had some times, going back to kind of what we were talking about before, though, where I have fallen strictly because of being distracted by chat. And that is one of my biggest problems. My lack of discipline when it comes to decision making on when I should and shouldn't be focusing. You have around 1,000 hours in TM. I think at my rate of grinding, you could finish at 500 to 1,000 hours. Exactly. This is not the most efficient way of learning Trackmania. My greatest talent is my ability to identify and implement so many strategies. Ooh. That's a pretty good talent. Wow. So many tricks and techniques that I implemented that you never saw any other player do before me. I mean, I feel like a lot of my stuff that I've done has been picked up from people. But I do think that there's a big part of my skill set that maybe it's because I don't have any preconceptions of what I should do, that I'm able to pick up just a bunch of different concepts from different people. As someone that has spent extreme amounts of time practicing something, mostly futile, playing guitar, your experiences at longer sessions give more progress. Yeah, it lets you get in the zone, right? Because sometimes you'll start a session and, like, the beginning of the session is kind of rough. Takes a while to get into the groove of things. Want to have more of that, like, flow state. My way of learning TM is the most inefficient save for playing exclusively khaki. Yeah, that's why it's a challenge run. I would not disagree with that. Something I've impressed you with was when I found a near soft lock spot on the map. I was able to recreate the position in Replay Editor and actually find a way out of the soft lock. That is a fun thing. But I can't even take all the credit for that, because part of my ability of being able to do that is crowdsourcing. Because I will try to, I will see something and I will think, that looks savable, you know? And then I will try to find a way to save it before Greek Dude beats me to it. But yeah, I definitely feel like I have a good eye for seeing if something is savable or not. A lot of the times people are like, a lot of the times people look at positions that I'm in and think that is just straight up dead. And I think, no, if I wait for 10 minutes here, I'll get into a point where default movement could definitely save me here. That's a skill set that I have exclusively from Deep Dip, and I don't think a lot of people have that. I have a pretty good understanding of how default movement works in the game. Since I've only played Deep Dip 2, is there a playstyle I'm the best at? Turtling? Does turtling count? I think I'm pretty good at turtling. In before I dead turtle. I think comparatively, like if you compare me to other players, turtling is probably the one that I am most above average at. Was there a point of progress on the map where I thought, yeah, I'm beating this, nailing turtling, ice slides? Day one. Like, I have known from the very beginning that I was going to beat it. I knew it was going to take a long ass time, but I knew I was going to beat it. Happy Friday, Beanie. Whoo, baby bleb. Best in the world at knowing every deep dip recovery route from every angle. True, I can usually tell exactly where I am at any point. Have to say, heck zigzag. Even if you get it perfect, it always looks like an almost miss. Hate that jump. So true. Once I've beaten all the tower maps, I want surely I can convince me to try Turtle Trial. Oh, you don't have to convince me to try a Turtle Trial. I already want to do a Turtle Trial anyway. Like, that is something that I would love to do. Hate Deoxys spent probably the last hour trying to catch it, but finally got it. Let's go. Last time that I failed there, it died. Yeah, I think last time I failed there, it dead turtled right next to this ramp that I'm going over now. You walked into that one. No, that's fair. It's a fair question, though, because a lot of people probably would be more hesitant when approaching it. But my goal from the very beginning was to learn everything. I knew I was going to be bad at everything that I tried at the beginning, right? The learning is the process. You'd love to see that? Yeah, me too. I'm really curious how I will be right off the bat at a turtle trial. Redemption? Don't have one in mind. I don't have one in mind. But I'm sure if on the day I'm like, I want to do a turtle trial, guys. Can someone tell me the name of a cool turtle trial map? Someone will give me one. I'm sure there will be several good ones to pick from. Absolutely. Thing that's going to be hard to convince me of is to grind normal maps. No, I don't think that's going to be that hard either. Funny thing. Because now that I've played the game so much and like it, I'm excited to play normal campaign maps. Time trial does actually sound fun to me now. Different approach. Happy Friday, Zeleny. Was there a point in the map that I thought, okay, maybe I'm not beating this? No. Also no to that one. I do remember feeling like, man, ice is really weird to try to learn on a tower map. That was like in the first week, though. I was in no way thinking about giving up or anything. What I'm really grateful for is the fact that the scenery and floor gang has ice in it. And I was able to drive around and get used to ice on that instead of having to climb up to floor 1 every time I wanted to practice ice. So nice. Become a degen weekly shorts grinder. That sounds like the most opposite thing to what I am right now. Instead of playing a map that takes like an hour to finish, just playing maps that take 30 seconds or something. Just realized I've never driven on wood. Yep, not really any wood on this. Apart from, like, walls. Unfortunately, the more you played, the more you believed you can beat the map if you want to grind it out. Yeah, of course. Strong attitude, respect. Thank you. Honestly, though, and this comes from PB today, has been, there's a jump where you, like, flip up on floor 11 near the end, like third jump from the end. I didn't jump far enough right on that, which has been a problem I've had recently, and failed. Gross. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before I got distracted. My mindset is strong because going into this, I had just come off of maxing my old school RuneScape account. And when I looked at my final hours on old school, it said like 5,000 hours. And going into this, I thought, well, if I was able to spend 5,000 hours woodcutting, right? Why wouldn't I be able to spend a similar amount of time on Deep Dip? Single ramp on 13 before the shortcuts that's wood. Unintended? Maybe. No, I think you're right. I think there is a wood platform there, now that I think about it. The downhill, right? Wood cutting doesn't scam me? I don't think so. Did I know I needed energy to jump the rocks north of the ship in the Port Phasmatic herb patch? Yep. I think every time that I've ever done that quest, I have done it all in one go. And I was just, like, had to run back and forth between, like, Port Phasmatis and the Crone's house east of the Slayer Tower and that spot. And every time I ran out of run energy around that point. And then I had to sit there and wait for my energy to restore. Unfortunately, I'm the type of person to never use stamina potions while questing. Is Deep Dip 2 harder or easier than I thought it would be going into it before I had any experience? Oh, that's a weird question. Easier? I guess? I think before I went in without any experience, I was under the assumption that, like, the tricks themselves would be incredibly difficult. And that's just not really the case. The individual tricks on Deep Dip aren't that hard. For the most part. There are definitely some exceptions to that, but for the most part, they're relatively easy. It's stringing them together for an hour uninterrupted without any failures that makes it incredibly difficult. So, like, overall, the difficulty is the same level that I thought it would be. But yeah, it's all comes down to consistency, not necessarily performance. Hard to say when you're expecting to dump 2,000 plus hours into it. Yeah, I mean, technically I'm only halfway to that 5,000 thing that I was talking about, right? Because I was absolutely willing to put 5,000 hours into Deep Dip. And I don't think I'm going to need to do that at all. Not called the hardest map in Trackmania for nothing. Yeah. I mean, it surprised me, though. I've had many moments where, like, when I reached floor 6 for the first time and started doing floor 6 practice, that's when I started doing individual floor practice on the replay editor or checkpoint maps. I remember thinking, how in the world am I going to get consistent to this? Floor 6 feels impossible. But every single time that I have done that practice on an individual floor basis, I've been able to get comfortable with it within about a week or less. And I think that's the part that's kind of crazy for me. Do I think if I would have gone for Deep Slip with much harder tricks but more forgiving recoveries, it could have gone faster or slower? I think it would have been faster, because with Deep Slip, the main thing is that you need to get a really good understanding of how ice works. 8 equals 10. But once you get, like, an ice trick down, and you figure out how to optimally gain speed on ice, I feel like most of the tricks kind of fall from there, right? And learning about one trick probably teaches you a lot more about every other trick that you have to do on Deep Slip compared to Deep Dip 2, where the tricks are so varied. Crazy how hard it is, because it's not as technically difficult as Deep Slip, for example, but the falls on Deep Dip 2 are so universally awful that progress slows down logarithmically in the upper half. Yeah, for sure. I've been surprised, honestly, how linear my progress has tended to be. Up until, like, the very end here, I had been spending, like, 100 hours per floor. It was quite strange. It definitely slowed down once I got to like 14 and 15 though. Ice wall rides are the main scuffed thing to understand. Yeah. That's significantly different from just regular ice slides. I think I'm more linear progress might actually be a me thing. Maybe. Well, no, you know what it is? Hey! Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for the raid, Marius. Hope everything went well with your stream. What were you guys up to? Yeah, the reason that I think my progress was linear is not because I am better. It's because I think I was worse at lower floors than other people. And I was focusing so solely on consistency. Making sure I had safe setups for every jump. Probably many fan towers that would do the same phenomenon if anyone actually played them. Sheer length of time that it takes for me to learn the map think has flattened the usual curve. Yeah, probably. Karaoke fun. That sounds awesome. Alright, what's the go-to karaoke song? I've been getting really into singing like Japanese songs. Pretender by Official Hige Dundism is one that I really love singing. Thank you for the follow, Ulrich. Happy Friday. Main reason why this happens on Deep Dip 2 is because shoot. No! Crap. Okay. Back to the snake. Spiral shape of the tower. Yes. If you fall, you're falling like 4 floors usually. Thank you for the Friday and happy follow. Did I say that? Other really interesting thing for you is that compared to pros, I'm learning way faster on this map comparatively than on normal maps. Oh my god. Okay. Pros learn almost 1,000 times faster than people like you. Man, freaking snake. Okay. It's been a while since I saved from here, but you can jump here. You're just playing with words. Okay. Well, back to 6.
How didn't we do this already?
That is weird. Yeah, I feel like you sub... What? Your time travel. Must be. Well, thank you for the 20 months. Happy Friday, 410. Every time. I swear, yeah. No, that was me. That was me. I don't know what happened there, actually. Yeah, it was weird. Managed a daily 12 yet? Not yet. Ren finished in around 100 hours? Did it take him 100 hours? I thought it was like 200. Yeah. No, I got really close to 12. I was like 3 jumps away. Take this Frankie super as compensation. Super! Thanks. Saved! Do I know what the words on my shirt mean? It means connect. Tsunage. All the sleepers in chat are now awake. Oh, yeah. Lifting the controller, maybe not smart there. But if you don't lift the controller, how are you supposed to put your arms up diagonally above your head? You gotta do it. Can't super without super. Exactly. That wouldn't be very super after all. Lifting controller helps you climb upwards. Man, I wish that was true. If all I had to do was raise my elevation, then I should be definitely playing this on like an escalator. My arms would get tired. That is definitely true. Holding your arms above your head for an extended period of time seems sketchy. Okay, but really though, I'm pretty sure... Didn't you sub on like Wednesday? That is rather confusing to me. Oh my god. Unrelated note. I'm super blind. How long has Greek Dude been on the map? No, not you. I was talking to 410. Because his sub message says, huh, didn't we do this already? Oh man. Speaking of 410 being here, and Super. So happy that One Piece is back. I mean, I'm definitely fine with having the animators take some time off, you know? Taking a break for once in their lives. Well deserved. But it has been so good to have One Piece back. Been loving Elbaf so far. You've been losing your collective mind over what's happening in the manga right now. Anime finally going to Elbaf, yeah. I mean, so far we're just in the Blockland thing in the episodes that I've watched, but it's been pretty nice. Going back to the earlier question that I just scrolled off screen. Of my specialty, feel like maybe it's adapting quickly. As one of us who has checkpoints do that far less. Yeah, if you have checkpoints, you can just respawn. That's true. Don't hate you, but One Piece just end already? Starting to believe the One Piece doesn't exist. I mean, I don't mind. If Oda has more excellent stories to come up with, like, why not keep it going? But it is in the process of ending, yeah. Don't know if the One Piece is real for sure yet. Yeah. Your question was about the Netflix One Piece series. I think I missed it. Let me look in a second here. Do I like the Netflix show? I do not. I mean, I like it as far as it's a One Piece thing. It's pretty good. But I don't know. I just... It felt rushed to me. I mean, I understand that season 1 was a little unprofessional. Needed something more. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. So, one of my fundamental things when starting to watch One Piece, the thing that immediately made me fall in love with Luffy as a character, you know? When he gets in, when he meets Kobe for the first time, and Kobe's like crying his eyes out about being scared. He straight up just tells him, yeah, I don't like you. And that wasn't in the Netflix version. That brutal honesty that Luffy has. It's such a... It's just an example of things that, like... It makes me feel like the characters are different. Which I guess they are. And there's technically nothing wrong with that. But it feels weird. It kind of makes me think it's cosplay. That's how I think of it. It's like, this isn't my Luffy. Season 2, haven't gotten the chance to start yet. You're 7 episodes in. 1 to go for you. Yeah, I haven't started Season 2 yet. The one thing that I do feel Zoro's pretty spot on. Kinda? I don't know. I feel like Zoro, in the first season at least, feels significantly more angsty. Zoro just feels like a really chill dude who just wants to like sword fight, to me, in the anime. Obviously, he's the kind of dude that also says like the names of his attacks while he's fighting. But based off of the Netflix adaptation right now, the cast feels like cardboard cutouts to me. I just don't feel as emotionally invested in them as I feel like I should. Luffy's instantaneous, emotionally intelligent moments throughout the story is by far the best part of One Piece for you. They wanted to make him more serious in the show. Wanted a character to be distrustful of Nami to get her back for being that way with the crew. It does come off angsty. Yeah. No, I think in reality, most of the complaints that I have about the live action One Piece are very small, nitpicky things. The main thing that I'm happy about the Netflix version doing is they brought One Piece to people who would not sit down and watch a children's cartoon. My parents are watching One Piece. So it's very cool being able to talk about One Piece with people I never would have been able to. Blocky, happy Friday. Did I play on each of the 464 days or 464 days past? I have played on every day. So 465 now. I think YouTube, for some reason, doesn't update it properly. But yeah, today is 465 now, and I've played on every single one of those. I don't increment it when days pass that I don't play. Not perfect for sure, but personally like the way they handled Syrup Village, Garp Kobe subplot, Buggy's performance. Yeah. I don't think I liked how quickly they introduced Garp. Like, I understand the storytelling, like, reason why you would. But I think another problem that I have with the Netflix version is that one thing that you would never say when you're thinking about like One Piece as an anime or a manga is compact. And that feels to be what they're doing with the Netflix version. It feels like they're trying to make things more compact, which makes it more approachable, sure, but like the wide world and like the huge world building is the big appeal of the show, or of the story in general. Pace felt pretty good. 8 hours felt pretty good. I didn't feel very attached to them by that point. An old-fashioned like 20 episode season I think would have been really good. Like, I've been rewatching, or not rewatching, I've been watching Castle for the first time, and those seasons have like 23 episodes in them, and they're all 40 minutes long. I think that would have been fantastic for live action One Piece. Prefer the pacing of the anime as well. Oh, prefer the pacing to the anime pacing. Yeah, I mean, anime pacing is terrible. Can't complain about, or can't say anything about that, but it feels like jumping from one extreme to the other. I think the Garp subplot is in season 1 is wholly designed to create an antagonist rug pull. For new viewers, portrayal in season 1 is just not for us. Yeah. No, I think so. Yeah, sloth pacing to ADHD pacing, true. Compared to 40 episodes on Namek, the One Piece anime feels a lot more into the same time frame. Yeah. No, like, not even talking necessarily on a per episode basis, but like per arc. You're meeting like a bunch of characters and hopefully caring about a bunch of characters that you'll probably never see again, you know? Okay, come on. And I love that about One Piece. Also, there are so many characters in this world that, like, if you do hate one of them, it's fine. Yeah, I think a middle ground there, though, like a 20-something episode season would have made it the perfect adaptation for me. Beautiful. But yeah, like, in the anime adaptation, the whole East Blue arc, like that whole thing ending with Arlong Park, didn't that take like 100 episodes or something? I just feel like there's that famous scene where Nami finally asks for help and Luffy puts his hat on her. Episode 44. Okay, that's actually less bad than I thought then. Damn. Chapter 95. Thank you. So, like, that scene happens after 40 episodes, which is 20 episodes if every episode is an hour, like a 40-minute long episode. Which gives better support for my 20 episode thing. But yeah, I just feel like if you only have 8 episodes a season or whatever, it doesn't give you enough time to grow emotionally attached to the characters where that has like a lot of meaning. I felt way more watching that scene in the anime than I did in live action. Strictly because of the pacing. Also, did I say Happy Friday to Drago? I don't know if I did. Happy Friday. The One Piece anime used to be about 2 chapters per episode. Now it's like 0.75 per episode. I mean, there were plenty of times where the pacing was so stretched out and filler that, like, it was probably -1 episode or chapter per episode. No, that's why I like the seasonal thing, though. Letting him take a break. Don't want to spoil too much about Season 2, but the choices made for the newly introduced characters is different than expected, but you still like it. Okay. What do you mean, Leloucha? Unexploded. I know, right? But if you came from reading the manga and then got told in the anime that that happened, would you be surprised? I think I would be surprised. That would be a very extreme example of backpedaling. No, the anime had some terrible, terrible, like, filler episodes, though. Like, the emotional, like, climax with Robin on, Annie's lobby. In the anime, it cuts to, like, Usopp shooting the flag down like 5 different times over the course of 5 episodes, and it cuts to everybody getting like their own reaction to it, and then having a flashback of all of their story arcs up to that point. It's so bad. Frick. Being a beam struggle in the anime. Choices of actors and actresses. Missed that part in your message. Oh, is that what you were talking about? You were saying that the casting was different than you expected. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Took Leloucha 3 episodes to blow up, because in the middle episode we flashed back to the Mary Joy thing. That sounds more like the One Piece I know and love. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me if you told me that it got adapted like that. I think that was my 3rd 11 attempt of the day, right? I think so. Oh shit, it's getting so late. Oh god. Don't be one of those days, please. Also a moment when the train flew like a whole week and every episode made maybe 2 meters progress in his jump. Yeah. I think my favorite example of why the anime pacing was so bad was how, like, almost every episode had, like, a 2 or 3 minute recap at the beginning of like where everybody was and what was going on in the arc so far. So you had like a minute and a half of opening, minute and a half of ending, 3 minutes of recap, and then like 12 minutes of actual episode. Paced like One Piece TikTok trend. I don't know if I've heard about that. Of course, I'm not really around that. I can imagine what it would be. Hey, yo. So many 11 attempts today. Yeah, I think this is number 4, right? Getting up to get a drink of water, but it's paced like One Piece, and it's 30 seconds long if someone's standing up. Nope, that's bad. No! Why did I try to go direct? Excuse me? Fantastic. All right, fuck me, I guess. Where am I? Doesn't matter, I need to leave, but like... Oh, that's the wrong way. All right. I was worried about taking too long and running late. Guess I don't need to worry about that anymore. 30 seconds long of somebody standing up from the couch while overtaking. Really wonder who will eventually play Boa Hancock. Who could fit her depiction from the anime. Oh man. Now there's a character. Alright. Be back later, guys. No 12 today. That kind of sucks. A lot of 11s, though. We take those. As long as they look down on you while looking up. True. Oh, man. Alright. Holy, this person's been live for 6 hours. Daily 12-11. True. Alright. See ya, everybody. Peace.